The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City. The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show.
Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back to another episode of The Tailgate Show. It's Double A, it's Air Jer, deep in the cornfields of Indiana where the internet is weak but the corn is tall. And B Diddy. What's cracking? It's motherfucking game week.
Phew, I'm sweating. God, I'm so sweaty.
What?
This sinus
You're a
infection.
sweat hog? Are you a big sweat hog?
No,
You call sweat hog?
He's busting my balls because I have sinus infection. My shit's just like sitting here sweating for like no reason and shit. Anyway, thanks, Jared. I appreciate that. But
No problem.
I thought he was referencing somebody calling Bears Twitter a bunch of sweat hogs.
Oh, maybe
Some dude with 7 chins
I'm just
was
being
like
a little sensitive.
calling people sweat hogs. Maybe you are being a biatch.
It's potential.
Anyway,
I've had a hell of a week. So
Fuck, that sucks, man. No, shout out to you. Shit you're dealing with for real.
Yep.
That sucks. Check it out. It's fucking game week. It's time to cut the bullshit. Memo to Bears Twitter. It's time to quit crying about the 2022 salary cap. Like, fucking shut the fuck up.
well, you didn't let me set the tone on this tweet. I was really gonna just try to set a mood.
All right. You know what?
I'm not even gonna-
You know what? Let's reset.
Okay.
Let's reset.
Okay, here we go.
Let's reset.
As a sports
sweaty.
fan, don't lose sight of how beautiful and innocent being hopeful for an upcoming season is. Be optimistic, be gooey and soft like your 10-year-old self. It's a kid's game, so let's perceive it like one. It's more fun that way. Pessimism is for the birds at this point.
For the birds, I say. For
Fuck
the
off.
birds. Yeah, that's
For a
awesome.
battle
I love it
hawk.
when affirmation Twitter tries to come and fucking like do shit.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. and
Yeah,
gosh darn it,
like-
people like me.
It's like those Jack Handy quotes. You know what I mean? Remember those fucking SNL
Yeah.
things? Jack Handy.
Great.
Fucking, that's
Deep
what that shit
thoughts
is
by
like.
Jack Handy.
Yeah, deep Bears thoughts. Like every now and then somebody fucking tries to make this shit. Actually, all the fucking time people try to make this shit bigger than it is, more important than it is. Like on some epic fucking level, whether it's like professionally or your fandom is just so fucking extra and special that it defines you, and you know, because you fucking built a room in your basement with a bunch of shit in it, like it's so fucking important. No, but I mean, it's all good to have that stuff and to enjoy, but like people need to, like, no matter what, you have to be able to back away from it a little bit and just be like, what the fuck? It's just a hobby. It's just a fucking thing that I do. It's just a team. Like, it isn't fucking life and death. You know, like it's not fucking life and death. Like, you know, like we can.
I will
take
say
it to
this: the Bears play like shit. It puts me in a shitty mood the next day. Like,
Absolutely.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is that people wax poetic like on this fucking like existential level about everything, to the point where, you know, we're like Hatfields and fucking McCoys like choosing up sides based on, you know, I mean, it's so easy to get shit stirred up. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Like last week, I'm fucking getting everybody all riled up because I, you know, said that it's stupid to celebrate Khalil Mack Day because he hasn't won shit for us. So maybe when he actually wins shit for us, then we can like celebrate the arrival of this. Like, I'm sorry, but that's fucking dumb to celebrate. Like, what are we fucking celebrating? You want to go,
it's
yeah,
like National Hamburger Day.
yeah, like, I mean, and Khalil Mack himself would tell you he hasn't done shit in a Bears uniform.
Well, I wouldn't
He's
say
not-
that. I don't think it's like I don't know. Happy Khalil Mack Day. It's just kind of like I don't know.
Bro, if I'm just telling you that if the Lions pulled off a trade for Khalil Mack, and 3 years later, they hadn't won shit with him, and they put up some shit like Happy Khalil Mack Day, we would be ruthless on them. We would never fucking let them live it down for one goddamn moment. We would be savages on that shit.
Well,
but
you don't see the Vikings putting Happy Kirk Cousins Day.
Right. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just dumb. Like, and
that's why I can't wait to just like once real football starting now, so I'll be able to kind of fixate on that and just back off Twitter, man, because this shit just
for sure. It's what I'm saying. It's like it's just stupid. Like it just gets.
Yeah, what happened to the Darnell Mooney, Jalen Ramsey tweets? Where's the daddy tweets now?
Yeah, right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we're rolling up to game day, and a couple things have happened, which is so strange.
Yeah.
In the zeitgeist. One is that somehow Matthew Stafford has attained this legendary status among the national media and Bears fans and Lions fans, and I mean Matthew Stafford has become some sort of fucking golden god, apparently, who was being held back by the pain of playing in Detroit, and now he's been freed. And he's risen from the ashes from his broken back, and he's going to Los Angeles to be led by Sean McVay and play with the #1 defense in the land, and nobody can stop them, and blah 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 blah.
They lost to the Jets last year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but the thing I find kind of hypocritical too is like you got the same people talking shit on Stafford right now are the same motherfuckers that wanted his ass when it was rumored that the Bears were interested. So let's not act like this isn't a guy.
I was not clamoring for Stafford.
Yeah, but you remember the whole roller coaster of Russell Wilson, Deshaun,
of course, but
Stafford. People were hard in the paint all of a sudden for Stafford. They were
right, and that's probably part of the why his legend has grown, because thirsty ass Bears fans were jocking him, because we would literally jock any quarterback except Andy Dalton. I didn't see a lot of people jocking Andy Dalton. Like, we literally spent the whole offseason plus jocking every quarterback with a pulse that we thought might come to town, but not Andy Dalton.
No.
The thing is, Dalton's the most talented starting quarterback we've had since Cutler. I mean, now that Fields is here, it changes everything in our minds. But if we drafted Mond, we'd be totally fine with Dalton starting. You know what I mean? Like,
right, of course. But it's just, I mean, it's just the bar. Why does the bar have to be so damn low? Like,
first time as a Bears fan,
I mean? No, it's not. It's just like, it's pathetic. Like, people, it's like
I'm not going to be mad if Andy comes out and has a career game or anything now.
No, and that's and that's another thing that's going on. Another fucking crazy thing is that Danny Parkins is leading the charge for people that want the Bears to lose in order to speed up the process for Justin Fields. What is fucking wrong with you if that's your opinion? Listen, I've gotten as dark, and I think we all have on this team. And you try to channel your energies into shit like Firefox or this, that, and the other, but there comes a time where it literally no longer gives you anything back. You scream into the abyss and it doesn't even scream back to you. And so you sit there and you go, you know what, I don't fucking care. And you become apathetic. You become dead inside. You can't muster up the energy to fan. But you never fucking root for them to lose.
No, especially
on Sunday.
You bring in Dalton, who is more talented than any QB we had on the roster last year, right? If we're losing with him, it's not just about him; it's about the roster as a whole, and that's not good. Like, especially with this age, the defense is aging. I know you don't like to talk about it. Our major keys to this defense are aging.
I mean, that's legit.
The window's getting smaller is all I'm saying. So I don't want to see this team to start going on some losing streaks.
Ask CeeDee Lamb what he thinks about Andy Dalton.
I said, we've said that before. Like, it's interesting that that people are willing to say CeeDee Lamb had a breakout rookie season. It's like, well, who was throwing him the ball? I mean, it's so easy.
Tyler nailed it. He was brought in here to teach Fields. I want to see good football from him.
That's not true, because they brought him in here before they had Fields. So that's
right.
Not true.
But
that's
he
false.
that Nagy's selling him as that guy that Fields is going to learn so much from.
He didn't actually say that. He said, if anything, you want Dalton to succeed so Fields can sit back and watch. Absolutely. there is no need. Like, obviously, we want to see
Nagy
Fields as
has
soon as
been on that
possible.
shit though. How much he's going to learn from
Yeah.
Andy. We need
Of course he has.
Performance
but that's not what
plays
he was
into
brought
that.
here.
Now,
Right.
how's the narrative change if the Bears win like 13-10 and the defense scores a touchdown?
Who
but
knows?
the Bears win.
Who knows?
I mean, it's just-
We'll be happy as shit.
Bro, we saw
I'll
this
be
shit
happy
play
too,
out.
yeah, you're right.
Remember when we fucking won the first game because Swift can't catch?
Yep,
Like
I remember that.
remember that? And we talked ourselves into into that mattering, and then they won the Giants game and we talked ourselves into that mattering. And whatever. They beat the Lions, and then it was like Nagy was like, "What the fuck? You're supposed to be losing. I've seen enough." It's time for Foles. I mean, we've fucking seen this before. I don't know although I don't know if Nagy is as hot to trot to get Fields in. I really think they're gonna slow play this as long as fucking possible.
Yeah, I was talking to Bragg yesterday on Twitter. This whole thing about bringing him in on gadget plays, fuck that.
That's
You
crazy.
give him the keys, man.
I think that's a bad idea.
I said it last week. It's fucking disrespectful. He's not Taysom Hill.
I know. I agree.
And the other thing is that completely shoots any validity to fucking hell about this being the plan and his slow development and his protection. Although they haven't really said that, but they're fucking thinking it.
Yep.
It invalidates that completely. Like even him being QB2 invalidates the fucking plan because you're telling us that
I like that tweet, by the way. I really liked what.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said today, that if they really are trying to protect him and they're really trying to just freeze him in carbonite and then fucking release him later, like he should be QB3 on game day. Because if you're telling us that he's QB2, he's one play away from playing. And what do we always hear about QB2? Oh, he's taking all the mental reps. He's ready to go. Yes, I'm staying ready because I'm QB2, and I know that at any moment I could have to play, every bit of the game. I mean, the first string quarterback can get hit on the first play of the game.
I want him there. I want him running the scout team and getting those reps in.
No, I'm saying in practice he's QB2, and then on game day is QB3. But they'll never fucking do that. It's just a half-assed decision. That's my biggest issue with it. Is they still didn't really fully commit to Andy Dalton because they were afraid to give him reps with the starters who he's never played with in an offense he's never played in. Like they're short sheeting the bed even with Dalton, and that's what's fucking troubling. Is it's like I don't really know if either one of these guys is fully ready to play for Matt Nagy. I know that Fields is more talented. And that counts for a lot, and he would probably make a lot of things happen just on broken plays and improvising, and I would sure as hell like to see that, but it's shitty for both of them that they didn't get more of a chance to be properly prepared, and it's because they made a half-assed decision.
And we get thrown under the bus for negativity, but my whole thing is I'm not going to come out here and say like a meathead, 45-10 Bears. Like I'm not. My concern is once again I think Nagy botched the freaking preseason. We didn't really get any consistency on our O-line to gel. Like we didn't, and that's also pace. But like, man, I have so many questions about this team and what to expect.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way to know what to expect right now with the injuries. People coming back for literally 1 week, and then you got Jason Peters, who was
he looked old,
man. He looked big. That's about it.
No, he looked pretty old getting pushed back the way he did. Hopefully, he can get his legs under him a little bit more. The
problem with big guys like that are a little older is you can get under their pads and control them. Once you hit him in the chest, you can push him. It's just he's got to get his hands on you first.
There were just times this O-line did not show fight, man. Like they were not getting pushed.
Well, I know there wasn't much heart shown in the preseason, but that's the preseason.
Sure.
Hey, but other teams were showing heart against us.
That's
what I'm saying. Like true. Adam Shaheen is showing heart in fucking
Trubisky, loved every second of it.
So all I'm saying is that like I don't know. It's like I don't know. Nagy's just all about this, like all these, like it's like he got a million new bumper stickers, and he's just
Right.
fucking.
We have talent to
spouting
go
the
in there and
quotes.
win. It's just Nagy, man. Like I don't. What like it's like coming off a bye week, right? McVay or
Right.
Nagy with 2 weeks to prepare.
Well, and McVay. But and the other thing is, like you said, having gadget plays or having a series or 2 series for Fields, it only takes away from the main fucking game plan too. Like
Right.
Andy Dalton right now, if Andy Dalton is your starter, Andy Dalton should get every fucking snap. But let's be honest, they took fucking 3 days off. They came back and they had a 10-10-10 practice in like fucking shorts and shells. And then they had like 2 padded practices. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, you know, like they're just gonna fucking see what the fuck happens. Now, here's the one thing I will say is that we've spent a lot of time, and I've even been the same person, fearful of Aaron Donald. Right, we're fearful of Aaron Donald. Game record for sure. Dope ass player. Not gonna take anything away from him. The rest of that defense, which is number 1 in the NFL, is depleted. They lost 5 guys, and they lost Troy Hill, who played 95% of their snaps on defense at cornerback.
Who was their defensive coordinator?
Staley.
Fucking Staley, who was our guy, and now he's the head coach of the damn Chargers across the hall from them.
I think we all know as Bears fans that matters.
Absolutely, it matters. Absolutely matters. So
Sure,
they lose
they're
5.
They're also getting an experienced defensive coordinator. We got a first-time guy going out there.
I agree. I'm not comparing them to us. I'm just saying their number 1 defense stopped at the end of 2020.
And
Now,
Raheem runs. He's more from the 4-3 cover 2 mold, so that might change things up for them too. So personnel wise, I don't. They might still be just as effective. I mean, Donald.
They might be. There's a better chance that they are going to fall off.
Well, Ramsey basically is going to lock down his side and cut off half the field, right? And then Donald pushing the pocket. You can get away with guys that are just average when you have that kind of dominance. I know.
I agree,
guys,
but history will tell you that when you have that much turnover, including a coordinator turning over, you are not likely to repeat something like a number 1 status in defense. It is extremely unlikely. It's already unlikely to repeat. But then when you add that much turnover to the roster, I'm just saying they're not the number 1 fucking defense. Nobody is. We're 0-0. There's no number 1 offense. There's no, and you know what? You want to go a little fucking meathead? It's game week. Like literally anything can fucking happen. Khalil Mack could end Stafford's fucking season on the first play of the game.
I mean, career-wise, Dalton and Stafford aren't that much different. If you want to just call it what it is.
Stafford ain't
what do you mean by
shit.
that?
Stats-wise,
you got hard
losing in the playoffs. Dalton's 0-4 in the playoffs. Stafford's 0-3 in the playoffs.
I
and
think
Stafford has played like shit in the playoffs.
Record-wise, are close. Touchdowns, interceptions are fairly close, and I think Stafford has them a couple thousand yards more.
They gave up 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick for Matt Stafford.
Whew, that's a lot.
That's a fucking ton. And they got rid of Jared Goff's contract.
He's a pretty big upgrade to Goff with McVay.
Maybe.
Dude,
that offensive
Goff
line isn't exactly world beater either over there by. Sorry.
The top season that Goff put up dwarfs anything that Stafford has done in terms of touchdowns. Stafford has never even thrown, I think he's thrown 30 touchdowns 1 time.
Yeah, that O-line's pretty damn good.
The 2014
the Jets pretty much exposed them though. I was watching the game pretty
They
close.
got old ass Andrew Wentworth on that line. They lost their center to the Chiefs, Blythe.
It's funny how he's old ass Wentworth when we got Peters.
Yeah, well, we got old ass Peters, but it is what it is. But they lost their starting center also, Blythe. Austin Blythe is now on the Chiefs.
You can get them up the middle. And that's where the pressure has to come from.
I'm just saying, I just think Stafford, it's Pat Stafford. It's always been Pat Stafford. The fucking Bears have dominated him. Like, Trubisky's, what's up? Trubisky's in the house. Stafford throwing for $5K this year in McVay's scheme if his back holds up. Well, then there's the other fucking thing. He broke his damn back. Like,
Right.
oh, he's fully healed though, right? Okay, got it. Like, you know, I mean, it's just the Stafford love is out of fucking control. Like,
The
seriously.
question is like if we can get pressure up the middle and we can shut down slants quick game because they're going to run a lot of quick
That's the
game on
thing
us,
we
I
can't
believe.
do. So forget about
Well,
that.
they're going to have to. I mean, if
You're
we're
not
have
going
a
to
chance.
shut them down. You're going to have to. The key to this game, aside from Dalton and the offense
I
being,
mean, who are you taking, McVay or Desai in a chess match?
I don't know. I've not seen
I
Desai
don't know.
make
I
that
haven't seen
call.
what Desai. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what Desai does. If Desai is really the Fangio disciple, I mean, shit could be interesting, right?
Yeah, you can get a bait and switch. We've seen that before.
This is a weird. Like today, I was listening to the radio on 670, and bro, it was rough. Like the other day, I think it was on Labor Day. I was listening, and it was Bruce Levine talking Bears football. Bruce Levine's like an old ass crotchety baseball guy. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Today, you got Hub, Arkish, you got Spiegel, and you got Parkins, and none of them knew that that fucking Desmond Trufant was signed by the Saints.
Ooh.
None of them, not one of them knew, and they're all just, I don't know, did that happen? Oh, and then fucking Parkins checks it. Oh yeah, you know, Desmond Trufant to this. Oh no, he says Marcus Trufant. And then for a minute, they're all convinced, oh, it was actually Marcus Trufant. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, these dudes are getting paid? Like, get the fuck out of here with that. So Hub goes on to say that he thinks Robert Quinn had the best camp of any defensive player.
Well,
I'm like, I don't know when that happened, but I'm going to take your word for it, Hub.
Sure. I'll take it. Hopefully,
if that's fucking true, that's great. I hope that, but I don't. Nobody else has said anything remotely like that. Like nobody. I think it's a 50-50 shot. Whether and that is what's going to be hugely important is that pressure, and then Jared, they cannot stop those slants. They have to jump a couple of them because they're not going to stop them.
Though. That's how you stop them. You turn them the other way.
McVay versus Nagy in the 3 games they've gone up against each other. It's 56-23. McVay.
Yeah. Listen, he's better. You know, I did hear somebody say that McVay or that Nagy and Lazor kind of adopted some of the run schemes of, you know, Shanahan, McVay, and they were running some of that shit towards the end of the year, you know, and why, you know, again.
Well, that's one thing that I think that we forget is that Rams team from last year was run heavy. It was very run heavy.
Yeah.
The Akers kid was good, you know, and they wanted to run off tackle.
You need to be run heavy. They're running, you know, toss sweep. Shit.
Don't sleep on Henderson.
They're running fucking Terrell Davis, you know, like Denver Broncos, Shanahan, real deal, like fucking toss sweep shit, you know, like. And then they run play action off of that, and it's killer. When the play action works off of that, like goodness, people get exposed.
If we can establish a run game, that would be huge for Andy. And who knows, maybe you get another meme from Mooney.
The problem with that is, Jared, how do you establish a run game when you know that the strategy against you is going to be load the box and dare Dalton to throw? If I'm the fucking Rams,
box loaded or not, you have to you got to push your will. If you believe in it, you got to run it.
I get it.
We're still talking about developing a run game.
It's insane. Nagy has
been got to see what this offensive line can do. That's really where we're at. We don't know, and that's the biggest frustration that we have.
Nobody fights for 4 yards like Monty, bro. It's just shit. Isn't it? You play it in like slow mo. It's like
the contact balance.
Like if you give an O line to hit the hole,
the trenches. That's all I'm saying.
You give that dude an O line that he can actually hit a hole and then start using those juke moves in the second level. It's on.
Well, if he decides to, that dude's juking before he gets the handoff.
He kind of has to with the way the O-line's been playing. But
yeah, 50-50, bro. We've been over how he misses open holes. He's extra shifty. He's so extra, dude. It's too much. Like, I like Monty, but he's already making moves like it's the fucking playground, and it's not because the offensive line is that trash. There's been plenty of times he has to hurdle Charles Leno because Charles Leno's on the ground in front of him. Now, unfortunately, with Peters, I don't even think he can hurdle. That's a different size human. Like, if Peters falls down in front of him, it's over. It's like, I don't even think fucking Montgomery can hurdle that dude. That's a mammoth beast. So
3 days later.
We just don't, we don't fucking know what the offensive line is, and they don't know. That's what's crazy is that it's not just that we don't know, they don't fucking know.
We don't even know what our offensive identity is yet.
And they don't fucking know.
But on the flip side, McVay's established that shit. Like, he just added Stafford to the mix.
Right. Agreed. I'm just saying I'm not scared of Stafford.
I'm not scared of him. I think he's going to be very productive with McVay.
I think that our defense will be good.
We have the talent to win this game. It's just there, and then there's Nagy.
If you had to, I was thinking about this today. If you had to choose to lose one or the other, would you lose Fuller or Goldman?
Fuller. Because defensive tackles are harder to find.
Yeah, but
he
only played 30% of the snaps, though. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I would keep Goldman. I think Goldman is so important to what they do.
He's going to be the X factor in this game too.
The thing about it is that if Fuller really was a shutdown corner that actually caused teams to not throw to him, then that would be a different story. He was never that. Like, he would play, his whole game was to play in such a way that he invited throws to his side because he thought he could eventually jump them, you know. I just think Goldman's so important. Like, Goldman will keep the linebackers clean to be able to do
30% of the 30% of the defense.
But whatever, that's first and second down.
He can also generate a pass rush.
First and second down, dude.
He can generate a rush up the middle when he's right. Now, we also know from 2 years prior that the counterattack to that is to cut block him.
Yeah, and we'll see. I'm just saying
he's gotten better at that. I mean, he's got to fight off a cut block and keep going.
We'll see. We've talked about that. I just think, like, he's so important, and I think another thing that's underrated.
He's definitely underrated. Yes, he is important. That's an interesting argument because Fuller.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, it's what happened, so it's what we're stuck with. I will say that I think Kindle Vildor is going to be a pleasant surprise. I think he's going to step up and play well. I like Marquis Christian. I think, bear down loyal, Trubisky's and Gravy says Fuller was a prototypical off-ball zone corner. That was his game. Eddie, more important, though. Yes, but fucking Fuller's game became beatable. Like, it became so rote, and he would never change sides.
After that Raiders game, though, Eddie just never bounced back.
Yes, that's true. I just look. I think a sneaky upgrade, and it's kind of fucked up the way it's going down because I think that Trevathan is getting the Kyle Long treatment right now. But you know what? It is what it is, guys.
But I'm excited to see what Eddie brings because he did take a year off. Looks like he took good care of himself. So,
but Alec Ogletree is a sneaky upgrade from Trevathan, and I have a feeling because Alec Ogletree, who did he used to play for? The Rams, right?
Right.
And who else did we just get? And aside from needing that player, we also got that December. Is it Watson, Walker, December Winston? I don't know. December something to be the kick returner, and he played for the Rams. So a little insider information, I think. And also, Ogletree, if Ogletree and Roquan are allowed to roam, I think Stafford's going to throw us the ball. I think Eddie Jackson I just feel like Stafford is going to throw the ball away. And it's not like he's ever been a guy that's had a crazy amount of interceptions. I have a lot of pictures in my mind as a Bears fan of Stafford throwing us the ball.
Ogletree's good. He's also I don't know if he's going to be a huge upgrade to Danny. If Danny playing healthy.
When you think of Stafford versus the Bears, you think of the Kyle Fuller pick, and you think about the Thanksgiving Eddie Jackson pick six.
Yeah.
He throws. It's not so much that he throws a lot of them; he throws them in crucial times.
Yep, absolutely. And this is the thing: is like this is just that he was never like this guy who's just trapped with no talent around him. He had fucking Calvin Johnson and prime Golden Tate at one point were his two receivers.
Traded.
Yeah, like fucking, Reggie Bush was decent for them. Like, I mean, they had, they were 2014. They had the number 3 overall defense, and they went to the playoffs, and he shit the bed against Tony Romo. Like, it's fucking Stafford. I'm not that worried about that. I don't know. I have no fucking clue what offense we're gonna see.
No.
I have no fucking clue, but I feel good about the defense. I feel like the defense is going to play well. I feel like the defense. I think Desai is going to have a good scheme against the Rams because
I don't know what to expect with Desai. I've never seen it.
I can say this: it looks like they're going to be more emphasis on turnovers, big time. I mean, not just because of turnover bucket, but you've seen it in the preseason. They've had a knack of getting the ball. So I think that's something that they're going to hang their hat on.
Yeah,
the numbers may not be the same.
Heard a lot of good things about the side. It's just we haven't seen it in a
game. Well, but I feel good about a guy copying the blueprint of Fangio. Like, I feel good about that. Again, especially when you look at who was out there for coordinator wise, it's like, who we're going to get? Betcher or none of these guys were exciting to me. Pettin's like our advisor or whatever. I don't know. I like the size chances with fucking running, this Fangio scheme, and the Bears have done pretty well with that scheme against the Rams.
I think too that there's a level of comfort with a guy in house that knows the guys, that knows the language, that knows how.
Yes.
Each guy reacts. That's a big thing. I mean, there's some comfort there, and then. Yes. Times like this with COVID, bringing somebody in that doesn't know, it's like, dude, this guy can't do this.
Yes.
Sean Desai should know.
Yes, and I think he has good. I think the big question for me with guys like that and guys who didn't play and whatever is, can they relate? Can they be one of the guys? And I think the Bears went to this great lengths to kind of show us this video of Desai like yucking it up and.
Right,
being all mic'd up and whatever, but I thought it was pretty, genuine and whatever. And I feel like, I feel like the guys, the defense definitely, is rooting for him. I just don't know if he holds any kind of gravitas or weight, nothing like the way Fangio did. Like Fangio was like low key running the show in 2018, because Nagy was the new guy. So
Nagy rode his coattails pretty good there, I'd say.
Absolutely. Trubisky says 2 things I want to see from Desai: play Jackson as a true robber role and play press man.
You're going to have to. I think you're going to have to play press man a lot.
And here's the thing: listen, fucking Jalen Johnson can play press man.
Yeah,
it's
Kendall Vildor can too.
Kendall Vildor can play press man. Duke Shelley, not so much. But Marquis Christian, I don't know, but I think just based on how he plays with a good amount of toughness, I think he can play press man. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. It's like we need guys who are gonna play aggressively, and I think
we need pressure on Stafford.
Correct.
Yeah,
early
absolutely.
And fucking often.
Absolutely.
I keep referencing the Jets game from last year, and they ran 5-man fronts a lot, bear fronts like 46, but it's a 5-man front, and they were beating the center guard area pretty regularly. I was like, if that holds true, almost whatever a year later, if that scenario holds true, you got to feel good about Jackson or Eddie Goldman. You got to feel good about Akeem Hicks. That's something that you can hang your hat on. Yes, Bilal Nichols.
Edwards is not going to play, so he's suspended for 2 games. They were like working out guys. But I think we've talked about Blackson. We've talked about Bilal. I think
there's a solid rotation up front.
Yeah.
Travis, I'm expecting big things out of this year, too.
Who?
Travis Gibson.
Travis, for sure. Right. Travis, I think, is going to contribute.
He's got to contribute.
I mean, he's the second stringer. He's the rotational guy.
Yeah. And Atachu too, right? Like we haven't talked much.
Yeah, he's on the other side. So it's Quinn and Mac and Atachu and fucking.
Oh yeah, Travis. We got the
healthy, fresh rotation. Just keep sending those boys, man. Like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck it. And then you mix in the wrinkles where you drop back into coverage and then you send a rusher in Ogletree or Roquan.
Send Roquan more. Blitz Roquan more.
Yes, absolutely.
Use his speed as an asset.
Absolutely. I mean, not just to chase down a, fucking tight end. Like, go forward.
Cover a running back out of the backfield. Maybe that's the piece that Ogletree gives you that Danny couldn't.
It's absolutely the case. At least, I mean, Ogletree is not like a perfect coverage guy, and he got beat in the game he played quite a bit in. But
I'd like to see before the big contract Eddie too.
Right, and Eddie, I guess, had some introspective fucking. Eddie's obviously been reading our tweets. And everyone else on Bears Twitter's tweets, except for a few people. There's a few Eddie Jackson stands that just defend him no matter what. But everybody fucking knows this dude has been shying away from contact. He thinks he's Deion Sanders. He fucking doesn't want to tackle. Like, he was never brought here for his tackling. I mean, let's be honest. Dude is not some big guy. I mean, he is small. Like, he is not – like, nothing about Eddie Jackson goes, oh, I bet you that guy can deliver a hit. No. You look at him and go, he's an athlete. He's a fucking, he's a finesse player. I mean, he has like Deion was probably fucking bigger than him.
The thing that hurt him the worst is whenever they started throwing out the Ed Reed comments.
Yep.
I don't think he's ever mentally recovered from that.
Nah,
Ed Reed. It's like, oh yeah, I believe it. I'm Ed Reed. It's like, no, dude.
They fucking gassed him up. I mean, he was. Like,
dude, though.
Like, yeah, he's like sawed in half.
Yeah, Eddie's never been that guy. Eddie is a finesse player. He's a speed player. He's he's not that fucking guy. Like, it's like that fucking video. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Well, anyway, apparently he had a bunch of introspective moment and realized that, maybe he spent too much fucking time bitching on Twitter about touchdowns being reversed. And should have been thinking about how to fucking make a play. And apparently Khalil Mack was just like, yeah, you know what? Like, shit happens. Players make plays. Real fucking players, big-time players find a way to make fucking plays. Not bitch and cry and fucking moan about you didn't get something to go your way. Like,
hey, buy you some cereal, though, kids.
It's for fucking charity, but it's still corny. Like, he's got his fucking Bojack cereal. It's like, that was my joke, is that Bojack's almost tackles your hunger. Have a bowl of Bojack's.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Delicious Bojack's. Stays soggy in milk. Limp ass cereal. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll come back to form. I mean, a lot of people fucking say shit. I think it's another thing I like what Khalil Mack says is I'd rather show you than tell you. And he said that shit a lot too at this point. Trubiscuit says that Bojack cereal is going in my bear cave. Can't lie. At the end of the day, 4 years old. At the end of the day, we need fucking guys that are going to be dogs, which leads me to this clip that I want to play.
Oh, we've got a clip.
Our 2 boys ready to carry them to golf tournament for practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
We need more dogs.
We need more dogs.
Be a cat. Be a dog. We don't need no more cats. Looking at
Like, what in the southern Indiana are you watching here?
What? We need dogs. We need fucking dogs. We don't need no cats looking in the goddamn mirror. We need fucking dogs.
We've got the dogs, man. I don't know. I think if all things click, yeah, we can take them down.
Who are the dogs though? Roquan,
Khalil.
Keem, Mac is a dog. I like that. We do have the dogs, but some other motherfuckers need to be dogs too. And Eddie Jackson is one. He is not a dog. He is like a fucking, I don't know what he is, like a show dog. He's like out there like a frisbee dog. All these other dogs are rough and tumble getting it on, and Eddie's out there like bing, making fucking frisbee catches and
a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like-
but when we got consistent pressure, Eddie was the man.
Okay, but
It all
players make plays.
yeah, sure.
I'm
It
telling
all
you,
starts
man.
up front.
There's some games where we got pressure. It just didn't get the end result. We got to finish. Guys got to finish. Robert Quinn needs to be a dog.
Yeah.
He needs to tap into it. He needs to be that dude again. And we need to put him in a position where he can be.
Yeah. The problem is I still don't know if what he fucking does works like that anymore.
I
Yeah,
wonder
but
if the
I
corner
also
is
think
relevant too.
bringing Patton in is going to bring some aggression too that
I hope so.
we were lacking last year.
I hope so. I hope he's got some fucking sneaky blitzes up his sleeve. Some
No
shit.
doubt.
I mean, look, like fucking blitzes and disguises and all this different shit. It's totally important. You know what I mean? Like it's it's necessary.
Yeah, you
But-
got to.
More
You
than
gotta put
anything, what's necessary is hat on hat fucking man beating a man. Like
Yes, especially this game.
yeah.
James Daniels, do fucking something this week.
Yeah.
Show
James
us,
Dan-
show us why people love you. You
People
can
hate on
handle all this.
2018 though.
No.
It's like, come on, man. Like we're still eating off that plate. Like
It's crazy.
No,
that
it's up
shit
to
is-
him to. It's up to him
Right.
to fill the plate back up. And if he can't, sit his ass down and get somebody in that can. I'll even say it. Throw in the Notre Dame kid. If you can't do it, maybe he can. If he can't do it, find somebody else.
oh,
It's time to
Daniels
get
is
this
healthy.
offensive line ready.
Yeah.
And you better be ready. And it's not even week 1, and I'm already calling motherfuckers out. That's not good.
Well, Daniels has a lot to prove. I mean, but to me, Daniels is also, if Daniels plays to his capability, like, I think he's a significant upgrade. The thing that we know is not going to happen is that at no point will Rashad Coward or anyone that bad enter the game this season. I'll fucking die on this hill easily. Nobody on that offensive line is as bad as Rashad Coward.
Mark
Or
44
Jesus
minutes and
for that
27
matter.
seconds.
Fine.
40.
Take a photo, take a screenshot. I don't give a fuck. Nobody is as bad as Rashad Coward on that line. Nobody.
And I would have to agree with you on that.
So, by elimination of two mediocre players in Massey and Leno, and elimination of a horrendous player in Coward, they have improved. It is addition by subtraction.
I don't know, man. How long did it take for that O-line to start clicking? It was the weakest part of our schedule last year. We need to see finally, like, all the shit has to come together week one.
Yeah,
and
you know what?
That's a tough sell too, with them just now literally coming together at the end of
if
the
I saw,
preseason.
if I saw some cohesion in the preseason, which we didn't.
I'm not saying that I guarantee that they're going to be better in week one. I just think they have a good chance to be better.
Well, we saw the number one offensive line with the number two quarterback. You know, you didn't see him with Andy,
which is interesting, right?
Yes.
Again, it's like if you're starting Dalton, that was just wasted time. Like Dalton should have been in there. If you really are committed to Dalton.
What do you guys got for score predictions?
Oh wow, we're predicting score already.
I believe I'm in the fucking like drink the Kool-Aid mode right now. It's game week. I'm not here for the bullshit. Like I'm rooting for the Bears. I'm rooting for Andy Dalton if he's the quarterback. I'm rooting for Nick fucking Foles if he's the quarterback. I'm rooting for fucking, you know, like anybody that steps in there as the Bears quarterback, I'm rooting for them. Because now it is fucking game week. So I'm telling you, I think that the Bears defense is familiar with Stafford, and they're also familiar with McVay. I think that they're going to ball out. I think that Dalton will do okay. The defense will set them up, if not score themselves. So I'm going 24-20 Bears.
Oh, picking the Bears, taking the homer pick.
I'm just saying, I think that they can. I think that they're. You know, I think that defense is going to prove some shit. I think they're going to be energized. I think they're not scared of this offense.
The way if the Bears are going to win, it's going to be a low scoring game, and I don't see that happening. I don't. Yeah. I think it's probably 27-17 Rams, and I don't even want to think that. God, let me be wrong. I'd love to go and win the start. But if the Bears win, it's going to be a low scoring game, like 13-10, 17-9, or some stupid shit.
Yeah, I got 24-17 Rams.
24-20 is a low scoring game in reality.
Mm.
Like, I don't want to fucking Trubisky says, who the hell kidnapped AA and injected him with all this positivity?
I love the positivity, but like I'm
it's not fucking. It's called fucking rooting for this team, and it's called realizing. It's called that. Like now, I start to pay attention. I'm not telling you guys. I'm telling the fucking people who don't understand how you can like flip. Because now it's time to it's game week. It's time to cut the bullshit, and it's time to root for your fucking squad. And it's also time to look critically at the opposition and go, hold the fucking phone. They aren't all that. Like, they're nothing. The Stafford Rams have not won one game yet. They are 0-0. Matt Stafford is 0-0 as the quarterback of the Rams. They don't have the number one defense anymore. That shit was last year.
But what team do you think has more answers and questions?
I don't give a shit about that because this is the team that they're playing on Sunday. And guess what? The Bears have enough to show up and be right in that fucking game. And they have enough, even with goddamn Andy Dalton and whatever the fuck happens with Nagy and all this shit. They've improved in a bunch of areas. They have enough to beat this team. They do. Like, I believe that. So it's not just fucking myopia or just fucking meatballism. I honestly look at the Rams and I go, wait, who the fuck are they besides Ramsey and Donald and, you know, a couple Leonard Floyd plays here and there? Who are they on defense?
If you're feeling confident in your tackles, you know, Ifedi didn't play horrible at the end of last year. You know, there's something. There's pieces to build on. It's just it's time for those pieces to go. You know what I'm saying?
I think that they're going to run a lot more two tight end looks. The Bears are.
You can with Jesse James and Cole Kmet.
Right.
You can go heavy.
I think they're going to be in the 12 personnel a lot. I think I'm hoping they're going to run play action, even with Dalton. You know,
he's good.
I think at least for a little bit, no matter what, you're facing a new team with a new quarterback. You have to honor the play action because you don't know what you don't know. So there's going to be if they can come up with a good script. If their first script of plays is good, which I don't trust Nagy on, unfortunately, but
that's why I'm calling the game the way I am.
If I think that if they can get up, like if the Bears get up on the Rams, everything changes. Even if they just score a field goal, I don't look at the Rams and go, "Oh, there's a high-powered offense." Right now, I don't.
Cooper Kupp's pretty damn good.
They've got Woods is good.
Not Josh Woods.
Marquis Christian's, but Marquis Christian's another guy that knows the Rams, right? You got a lot of guys that know that team, have played against them, have played on them.
They know them too.
Stafford knows the Bears.
But but he knows he gets his ass cracked by them. Like, I'm just saying, Ogletree, Marquis Christian, December Walker, whatever. Like, there's a lot of familiarity with this team. I don't know. I mean, it could be pie in the sky. I don't.
I like it. I just don't have to accept it.
No, you don't. You absolutely don't. And believe me, like, as soon as shit starts to go sideways, I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, what is wrong with me? But for now,
I like the vibe.
I'm telling you, in all honesty, I think that they have enough to beat that team. And I think there's going to be a lot of Bears fans there, which is going to be, and it's going to be live fans.
That's something that hasn't been talked about.
There's going to be 40% Bears fans, guaranteed.
Ill Will's going to be there, right?
Who?
Isn't Ill Will going to be there?
Yeah, Ill Will's going to be there. Terrence Young, who's at every game, is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of fucking Bears fans there.
Terrence got that Fields jersey just like me, except he got his shit like framed by that Elite Icons place. They do great work.
Yeah, that dude's got money. He's got like a place in Atlanta. He's got a house in Atlanta. He's got a sick ass condo downtown. Like, that dude's real deal money. Yeah. Like, he's on a different level with that.
I can't even afford to frame my Fields jersey. I'll just have it.
Right. No, the framing is fucking more expensive than the jersey a lot of times.
I got a hanger and I got some duct tape. Let's get it done.
He stole my debit card.
What happened with that?
Trubisky's like crazy, like got his debit card stolen, and some dude went on a fast food tour. Like, he was playing like low rent fucking diners, drive-ins, and dives on the shit. Like,
you don't put your debit card on Chatterbait, bro. That's the kind of shit that happens.
Dude, noted. Identify the culprit. No, the culprit is a dude from Michigan, and it's that fucking doofus that calls us meatballs from Kalamazoo, Matt, or whatever the fuck.
Just gonna say, let's throw some shade. So now it's throwing shade.
Yeah, exactly. It's throwing shade. I throw some shade at that fuck. You're like, I don't like Bears Twitter. It's toxic. Then get the fuck off of it. Like,
we were playing good cop, bad cop there. I'm like, well, buddy, hey.
Like, get the fuck off. If you're so triggered by Bears Twitter, get the fuck off Twitter.
He's a Brit.
Is he? But he lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan?
Oh,
that might be the guy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This fat fuck is like the
Biscuit's debit card. Shit.
Mm-hmm. He went on and he ate his way through Michigan on Trubisky's time. Like,
that sucks, bro.
If it happened to me, I would ask for the detailed receipts. I'd be like, how many motherfucking, enchiladas?
Did he order this steak well done? God damn it!
He went up and well, I mean, shit. If you get your debit card stolen and only $946 is, you should count yourself fucking lucky. Like, that's not a lot. Like, this dude went small. He was trying to live for a while. He was like, I could go with one big purchase and then probably the card gets shut off. You
I'm
know,
all up in my
but he's
bank
smart.
account,
You
dude.
know how Trubisky's realized it? It was like the receipt popped up and there was a salad on there, and he's like, "What the fuck?" They were charging $44 at Dairy Queen. What
Homeboy
the hell
trying
do
to
you
feed his
order
family.
from DQ for dilly bars, son? Just fucking
Yeah,
mad dilly
We
bars.
took the whole Little League team for Blizzards.
Yeah, like fucking Blizzard's out, like Blizzard bling, bro. Just like you pull up to the DQ and you're like, "Give me 24 Blizzards." Excuse me?
Bitch,
You
we
heard
getting
me?
an ice cream cake.
Give me
Give me one
Heath
of them ice
bar.
cream.
Give me Oreo. Give me fucking M&Ms, and then surprise me on a couple. Pow, 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 pow. That'll be $44, please. Put it on this here card.
Yeah, you
That's
look
how you
like an
roll.
Ira.
Yeah, that's how you roll. That's how you roll the DQ.
I got a
The
little
brazier.
I got a little shade to throw on our beloved Chicago Bears. They came out and said lunch with Larry's back. I'm like, are we
Why?
still on that? Like, yeah, like my whole thing is like, bro, why do you need that eye black? Like, are the lights under George and Ted's desk that bright?
Oh, wah, wah,
I'm just saying that's kind of
Yeah.
lunch dude's having. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's definitely having some lunch. Peanut butter and sandwiches. The good nut butter. But just saying, like Larry, they hit Taco Bell three times on the fourth. Bro, what do you mean who does that? Stoners. That's who.
Yep.
And they went to the Dairy. They clearly went to the Dairy Queen where you can get burgers. So, like, I mean, listen. It's easy. It's easy.
Bro, I know how I am about my bank account. The first thing I would have seen on that, I've been like fucking calling bitches like, this shit
Yeah.
ain't happening. Cancel that motherfucker.
Taco Bell 3 times in a day, though. My God.
There's a TP shortage. Unwise move. Yeah, all right. That's fair. That's fair. How many Baja Blasts did he get? Multiple. Multiple Baja
Oh.
Blasts were purchased.
Bro, what's the over under on
Cinnamon Twists?
Justin Fields gimmick plays?
Zero.
I
Fucking
don't wanna see
zero.
Yeah.
I don't want to see one.
Nope.
I don't want to see one. And the only reason he should come into that game is if Andy Dalton is hurt. Don't
And
fuck
then,
around
and,
with
and
that
then I'm
shit.
changing my prediction. You put Fields in this game.
I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't know. I know that he stands a better chance of fucking doing something of impact than Andy Dalton does. But
I feel yeah. If he was starting this game, shit would be my whole vibe would be different.
You bring it. I like what you're saying though, AA. I mean, we have a shot. We've got more than a shot. We
They
have
have a
better.
shot. This team is not that terrible. I mean, and I know I'm like, oh, you're negative. But it's like when you really think about it, it's not like we are not the fucking Lions. Like this is not a 4-win team. This is an underachieving team that has the capability of having some really low lows, but I think still has players that are impact players and that can make,
Really
impact
high.
plays.
I hope Dalton lights it up, and I'm wrong, man. Shit.
I mean,
I'm just
yeah, Brady fucking forgot what down it was, but prior to that, the Bears defense beat the shit out of the Buccaneers.
Yep.
Like,
Sure did.
they can do that. They still have that ability.
It's all about old Uncle Mo. Get that momentum going.
Right.
You start the landslide on him.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is that if the Bears get the ball first, even just going down and scoring a field goal would
Do you
be
take the
huge,
ball
I think.
first? If you win the toss, do you want the ball?
No. I want it after halftime.
Same here.
I just
I'm
want
I'm
to
always that way.
I want to get
I
out
put
some
the defense
early
on the
lead
field.
and not take the freaking. I would love to just see an ass kicking by the Bears, man. But
It's just there's and you know what I'll say is that it's very demoralizing if you take the ball and go 3 and out first time out. It's just really it can be really crushing.
Right. which is very possible with Matt
I
Nagy.
just hope we finally. Sorry, Jay. I just hope we see an offensive identity for once, and we understand what direction this team's going. I hope we learn that.
I don't see how you could predict that we will. I mean, I just don't see how they. I mean, unless they really are like, maybe they're just like really going back to the shit that Laser and Dalton have run before. I don't know.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, Laser show.
Lasers.
The whole thing about Nagy going back to play calling, and I can't remember who was talking about this, but I think it might have been Grody. Grody on the score today was saying like, yes, there was this big deal made about Nagy giving up play calling, and I think it was necessary, and they certainly, like he was pointing out that they made a huge leap in rushing yards when that happened, right? Mm-hmm. And what he said is like, he said there's a lot to that, but a couple things. One was that he felt like Nagy probably became a better coach when he wasn't focusing on that so much. And two, he was never really that uninvolved. He was always on the headset. He was always giving his input. He was still making the game plan, and we even, there were games where we're like, hold up, this feels Nagy-ish, like the way it's going, and so I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe, just maybe, he'll finally fucking realize that it'd be smart of him to use Cole Kmet and David Montgomery heavily and not fucking give up on them if they don't, go off the first time. Maybe he'll fucking do it.
The one thing that's going to annoy the shit out of me is how many times the cameras are going to zoom in on Justin Fields. Every time, like, if Dalton makes a mistake, they're going.
Yeah, of course. Trubisky says, hey, you can't expect they will have an offensive identity. How are they going to score 25 points? Well, I don't expect that they are going to have an offensive identity. The way that they're going to score 24 points is I believe that the defense is going to set them up with short fields. I think that the defense is possibly going to score themselves. And, they'll put together enough fucking drives to get the rest done. I mean, it's, that 24 points could be, 2 touchdowns and, I don't know, fucking 2 field goals. And, I mean, it's...
We don't know what to expect because we haven't seen the number one offense consistently in the preseason, the number one O-line. We don't. There's a lot of questions. I hope we get answers. I hope we see an identity. It'd be great, right? We've been waiting how long?
It's up to the fucking defense again.
What would you like the offensive identity to be?
Just fucking get first downs. I don't even care. Just get on 3rd and 8, get a fucking first down. On 3rd and 4, get a first down.
I guess my question is: do you want to see him go pass heavy? Do you want to see him run? What do you want to see?
I want to see a plethora of everything. I want to see everything complement everything. I want to see the run game set up the pass. I want to see the pass game set up the run. Like just work, get in a fucking flow. Like that. That's all. And be fucking consistently productive.
Get out there and run the fucking ball.
I think it's got to be.
I say run the fucking ball. Like at the first series, you run the ball 3 fucking times, and if you don't make a first down, you know what? You send a message saying we came here to run the ball. And the second fucking drive, you do the same shit. And then you at least put a seed of doubt in their minds. Like, when it comes time to run some play action. But if you go out there and you fucking throw on first down, you throw on second down, you run on first down, you throw on second and third down, it's like, oh, we know how this shit's going to go. And like I said, They're going to fucking pressure Dalton. They're going to load the box, and they're going to dare him to throw.
Got to keep him honest when you take some shots.
Yeah, you got to go heavy. I think you got to go heavy up front. You got to go Kmet and Jesse James on the ends.
Yep.
Got to get after their linebackers, and you got to bull him.
I don't think Herbert's going to see the field except in the return game, Trubisky. He says run 60-40 with heavy play action. Let it flow through Monty, Williams, and Herbert. I don't see Herbert having a big role in the game plan. I do see Damian Williams having a role in the game plan. I think he has the potential to – here's one way I think they can score. I could see Dalton hitting fucking Williams on one of those wheel routes that they like to run. I
Right.
could see that happening and being successful for about 40, 50 yards and maybe a touchdown.
If you can get him an open field.
But I think on the wheel route you can. The fucking Rams middle linebackers are not anything. Like, they're nobodies. Like, they really are. If you don't get mismatches with Kmet, Graham, fucking Damian Williams, Montgomery on those guys, you're fucking up. Because that is where the middle of the field is where they are susceptible. Slants.
If you're protecting Dalton, Dalton can make this offense flow better than we've seen in the past.
It's Bryson in the chat says, I see this offense going smoothly. Nagy said it takes 3-4 years to get his mastermind offense to flow. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but if you're not, bro, like that may be true, but nobody's even been here that long.
Right. This is like
who the fuck
first year in it.
mastered it? Cody?
I think it's full. I think that's
being,
full.
Yeah, I think he's being sarcastic.
I think that's great.
Mastermind.
That's
for real.
That's
fucking three. I just
well done,
fuck. Like
Mike Furry out there developing receivers.
Yeah. Jesus.
All right. Anyway,
Shout out to Mega Power Hour, by the way. We're gonna try to have a big crazy collabo fucking episode with those crazy dudes, Captain Hugs, and Captain Hugs is old school, bro. People don't know Captain Hugs goes back on Bears Twitter, and he's been the fucking heel. Remember when Captain Hugs was like the heel on Bears Twitter for a while?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
and he played it, bro. Yeah, Bryson says I'm joking. Yeah, we figured you were, but it was well phrased, and it was like I wasn't sure. But Captain Hugs, man, like Captain Hugs was like I remember getting into it with him. That dude was an A-level fucking soldier troll, bro. He was a soldier of Bears Twitter back in the day. Like went to the wars against fucking Bears bar room and like fucking all types of shit, bro.
Yep.
Like that dude's old school. So it's funny to mix it up with him. He was the one that fucking called us Debbie Downer last week, or me fucking Debbie Downer for shitting on Khalil Mack Day. But it's like I'll fucking spar with him because he's he's a troll fucking general, bro. That guy's levels to this shit. Then they have a wrestling podcast.
North, eh?
Yeah, they have a wrestling podcast. Fucking Trubiscuits. Hey, most days you are the heel on Twitter, which is why your unicorns and rainbow was odd today. Hey, man, I'm fucking stirring it up. I'll tell you what. You go on the Twitter analytics for the Tailgate Show. It's like 1 million impressions a month.
Yeah, but
fucking
once in a
stir it
while
up,
I see a tweet and then I respond to it, and you don't even get into it with me because you know it's just gonna like you're like, come on, man, you know I'm just fucking around, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't engage you just because also I think it's weird if I start fighting with you from the show fucking
yeah.
page. Like,
Yeah, after
You know,
after I
Dropping
respond,
the
I'm like,
hottest of takes on there.
oh, I was fucking on fire again, bro. I was getting people all up in their fucking feelings.
it's all about reaction.
Right. That's what it's for, man. Like, and it's not dishonest. Like, I start thinking some shit. You know, I'm like, you know what? This is what I fucking think. This. Boom, 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 boom. And people are like, brr. You know, and it's like, motherfuckers don't actually want positivity. They want fucking to say some shit and then tell people that they were right 2 weeks later or 2 days later or 2 months later.
It's the same thing as
You
a
know.
podcast, except me and Jared get like 10 minutes to share what we think.
What?
Fuck off. Jerry ain't got enough internet to talk that much anyway. The whys,
Fuck you.
Bryson says the whys should be key in this game. The fucking whys, Nagy with the whys and the hows and the whens and the fucking preschool shit. Oh my god.
Yo, I was gonna say the Y's on the way out tonight because I just want to make a shirt, blue and orange shirt. Why?
Yeah, the whys.
Oh, why?
That's it.
The hows.
That's the new shirt,
The
boys.
whys.
Easy.
Where we're at, Matt Nagy. I like where we're at. Matt Nagy. We know the whys.
Oh, did
It's-
you hear the
and that's the
did
fucking
you hear
thing,
the
it's
coaches show pod they just did?
Bro, I don't know if I can. Ted's on there.
Ted
I don't
was
know
on there.
if-
The fans won't have to take their cell phones and keys out of their pockets to get in the stadium. That's gonna reduce clutter on the way in. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, shut the fuck up.
What?
Glad I
yeah.
missed it.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna wand everybody, or they're just like, or they're doing fucking secret body scans?
I have no idea, bro. It's just Teddy Ball.
Trubisky wants to remind me that I'm a meatball and I go into the pot with 98.56783
Goes into the pot fucking hard.
Yeah, go into the pot. Yeah, fucking Bears Twitter is so toxic. He's gonna tell us where it's at. According to like, motherfucker doesn't know where he's at. That's the thing. Is like he's still looking for the whys. I wish Nagy had a Twitter. Somebody has a Twitter. Somebody's showing Nagy some tweets.
Nagy is still chasing decent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's crazy is that, and I was also thinking this today, that like he honestly, there's a part of Nagy that thinks he's going to do for Dalton what Andy Reid did for Alex Smith. He needs to be better, and he knows that. Now, that's real now. That's real. That's real.
That's real.
He cares. They all know that. The players all know that. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to see
That's
it,
real.
bro. Like the Nagy stuff's not as annoying when we're winning.
it just he thinks that he can do for Dalton what Reed did for Alex Smith. And that's why, on some level, the whole Mahomes and Smith thing works for him in his head, because he thinks, and Dalton thinks, they actually fucking think that they can contend with Dalton. And they may well be correct, and at the end of the day, I hope they are, because, again, I root for the fucking Bears.
Yeah.
And if, Charles Manson could be the quarterback for the Bears, and I'd be like, yeah, I still got to root for him. It did be part of me that'd be like,
Jay Cutler. And
Yeah.
I know him.
right. Like, I'm just saying, like, they might be right. They might be right. I don't know. I mean,
Well, my whole thing is I hope they play
We've
well.
seen worse.
Right? I hope they have a time frame in their head for Fields, and I hope they play well up into that time frame, because Fields will be coming into a good situation, not trying to salvage a fucking shit show.
like, I hope that that Nagy is not uncertain enough to do something like pulling Dalton at the half. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he's really more serious about this than that.
Do like your friend do like they did Trubisky.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard something about Trubisky. I hope that he really does have a plan. I just feel like I don't know if we can't even trust him to have an actual plan. Like, that's my issue, is that I don't know if he has a plan or not. And I hope, in a sense, that he has a better plan for Dalton that doesn't involve the possibility that he could get pulled at the half for performance. You know what I mean? Like, what if it's...
He just brought up an awesome point, man. Sorry to cut you off, but like, look at the guys that we've supported at quarterback since we've been fans of this team. Like, Dalton ain't hard to get behind.
Exactly.
Right.
We've seen way worse. Trubisky says, I traveled 4 hours to Carolina, got pissed wasted supporting Todd Collins. Supporting Dalton is easy. Absolutely.
I watched Craig Krenzel play against the Giants in the Meadowlands.
Bro. People drove to Champaign and watched a fucking horrible Bears team.
I did.
Yes. At the fucking University of Illinois, which is not a fucking marvel of
No.
collegiate anything, bro. It's not
It's
special.
kind of a dump.
It's kind of a dump. Okay? like let's be honest. And the stadium was a serious dump at that time. Like, we've seen worse. So I know that we have Fields now. Bears fans, just suck it up and fucking, and I know that 99% of the people are just talking shit on Twitter. And when push comes to shove, when the game is on, they will be a fan. But I just like this idea that, like, they want to fucking root against the Bears to somehow force. I don't want that. I don't want that. Like, I don't want a desperate move.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the value in that is. There's more value in them having this plan and letting it play out, because at the end of the day, I don't know that this plan will be that damaging to Justin Fields. Like, I think there's still a chance he could benefit from it. It's probably not the best plan, but I think there is a good chance he will benefit from it.
I mean, we've heard rumblings that they want to slow play Fields as long as they can.
Absolutely. You know,
big announcement too. Me and Pony are going to be doing some game preview pods here and there, and maybe even bring biscuits in too. So on Thursdays, once in a while. I don't know when we're going to start it, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to do some recording.
More
tailgate.
Sweaty meatballs for all the fans. We keep slapping the sweaty meatballs down.
Got to give them what they want, right?
Thwap, extra sauce, split slap. Sweaty meatballs in the house. Puts out. The loudmouth sweaty meatball takes a week off and lets the other sweaty meatballs get to talk. Split out. No doubt, it's Bryson. Bears Twitter is always going crazy. It stays on fucking tilt.
And we play into that too. I mean, we joke around about it.
Stir it up. Yo, I mean, like, if people can't figure it out by now, like, I don't think I'm just trolling with the Dick Tailgate thing, but I fucking stir it up.
Yeah.
I still like B. Quinn's thought process of having Fields develop this year and capitalizing on next year. Yeah. Like, and everybody can just calm the fuck down about the salary cap. The Saints were like $50 million over the cap at the beginning of the offseason. And now Saints fans are acting like Jameis Winston can take them to the Super Bowl. Like, come on.
We're not there.
I was hearing the Saints purposely picked Jacksonville to play the Packers because it was the most expensive stadium for Packers fans to fly to.
Well, I think they also felt that
that's
they wouldn't
freaking epic.
show up. That the Packer fans that was part of the decision making. That the Packer fans wouldn't go to Jacksonville. I'm like, that's awesome. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think I'm not giving up on anything at this point. Like, I'm not there yet. I mean,
nor should anybody.
I still think the arrow is pointing up for the most part on this team. And Justin Fields is a huge part of that. If Justin Fields wasn't here, I might have a different tune, but like, I would definitely have a different tune. But the fact that he is here and we are going to get to see him at some point, and the fact that Dalton is way better than some of the shit we've seen, like, Jameis Grossman isn't taking anyone to the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't
too risky. I wonder if Bears Twitter realizes how low the bar is for Fields.
No. Most of them don't.
No, probably not.
Most of them are like 12.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's the other thing is that Bears Twitter is full of a lot of fucking
we're getting
Bears. Yeah, like we are. We're fucking dinosaurs.
I remember back in the day when we drafted Mitch Trubisky. What? Come sit down. Let's have us a talk about Bears quarterback play. Let me take you back into some dark areas.
Yeah, man. Well, anyway, it's fucking game week. We're gonna do, we're doing the thing. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to see this thing. Let's just let the chips fall where they may. It's a lot of trolls on Bears Twitter. Absolutely, a lot of trolls. A lot of people just trying to say shit, get shit popping. I mean, which I do occasionally, but
I told you.
Yeah, Twitter is what it is. I'm just glad. I'm glad we got real football. I'm gonna back off Twitter so I can just concentrate on football, watching the opponents and all that shit, man. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy we're here.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so it's all good. I honestly think the Bears have a good shot to win that game. I'm not going to be shocked if they don't, but and I'm not going to be like, oh, I fucking told you so. I just feel like the defense, I think, You know, I feel like I feel like the defense has enough, and I'm not scared of fucking Stafford. So that's all. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Fucking thanks for the interaction. Most of you. No, everybody in the chat's cool as shit. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. It's just another episode of the Tailgate Show.
Why?
The most wonderful time of the year. Fuck the Rams.
The how. The where.
The auto tune.
The when.